Alright guys, are you a new trader and you need help? Or if you're an old trader, guys, this is the perfect video for you to understand the market as a whole. I use this video to teach people how to trade the market, not how to oh, let's just do this and try to figure out about this stock. No, I'm going to show you how to understand the whole market as a whole. Because the biggest problem I see as traders learning how to trade, teaching people how to trade daily, guys, I have about 160 paid members that I help every single day. And the biggest problem that I see is, number one, people just stare at one index or one stock, and you cannot do that. Now, the market right now is controlled by the Mega 7. So when you are being controlled by 7 stocks, and what is in those stocks, what indexes control those stocks, is 4 indexes: the NAS, the sp500, the triple Qs, and then SPY. So I'm going to show you how to understand the market as a whole. So first, if you need more help, I have a Discord. The link is in the description of the video. We have a paid membership, and then I also post my own personal plays. If you want to come in and learn how to trade or learn how to do calls and puts, I go over that also. So if you want to come in and learn how to do that, we have 150 paid members in this chat, and we're like a huge family. So if you want to come in, try it out for a month. I give refunds to the people that don't, enjoy it or just don't want to be in it. Come in, try it out for a month. If you don't want to, be a part of it, I'll give you a refund, but I guarantee you my plays can pay for membership. But let's get back into it. So first, before we start, you need to bookmark all these tickers. So pretty much what I have is here, I'll push this down so you can kind of get it in a bigger picture. Now you have 4 indexes. Well, you have more than one, but I have the NAS, I have the triple Qs, the sp500, and then the Dow, and then SPY, and then also the Russell 2000. If you can add that also, that's another one. And then also on the side I have Bitcoin. Don't worry about Mara, but after Bitcoin, have the Mega 7 AMD, and then also here, make sure you add this into the index, the triple QE. But the Mega 7, AMD, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, NVDA, and then also on the side add TLT, the crude oil, and then the VIX, the 10-year yield, and then DXY. All the other stuff is just a bonus. Don't worry about that. Now, what people don't understand is you cannot just chart on the 1 minute. There's actually about 3 to 4 charts into one index or one stock, whichever. But all the charts that are in, like say the triple Qs, are going to be the exact same thing in the NAS or the sp500 or even the Mega 7. They all share the same charts. So the main thing that you want to learn is the trend change. So notice how down here the trend changes right here, and then we go into a bull trend. Now eventually the trend is going to change and we'll come back down to support, and that's going to start a new channel. But I highly recommend to learn how to identify the trend changes. That's going to be your key as a trader, and that will come as you learn how to trade. You'll learn how to identify that pretty quick. Now you need to have the day chart. So here's the day down here, and then also you need to have the 4 1-hour chart, which is like right here, and then down here is like the 30-minute chart, and then like the 5-minute chart if you want to go more into depth. But the biggest thing I see as traders when they trade is they don't understand how to put everything together. So like right here, now this day chart right here in the triple Qs is going to be the exact same thing as this chart right here, the day chart in the NAS. So this chart right here, and then if I go to the sp500, it's literally the same thing. The day chart is the exact same thing. If you go to the SPY, it's literally the same thing. They all move together. That's what the biggest problem with traders have. Now the thing is, they all affect each other. So say if you have SPY down here, but you have the sp500 up here, or like you have the triple Qs, the NAS, and the sp500 up here, but you have SPY down here. So the biggest thing is, if you have 3 indexes at the top of the channel and then you have SPY at the bottom of the channel, if they reject from the top of their channels, the sp500, the NAS, and the triple Qs, if they reject and SPY's down here, that's enough pressure to push SPY down. That's how you have to learn how to understand that the market affects each other. Now, the thing is, this day chart also, this right here, is the exact same thing as this chart right here in Meta. It's the same chart. Now Tesla looks a little bit different, but it's the same thing. This chart on the day chart is the exact same thing. Now on Microsoft, it looks a little bit different, but it's the same thing. Here's the bear market, here's the bull rally. Now here's on Google. Google has a really clean chart. So here's the bear market, here's the bull rally, here's the day chart. Now on the Nas, it's a little bit different because they had more of a push, but if you want to raise it up a little bit more, so here's the bear market and then here's the bull rally. It's the same chart. Now that's the biggest thing that most people don't understand. Now I'll go over the side bonuses like TLT and then also the VIX and DXY in a second, but I'm going to show you the more basic stuff. So when you're reading the market, the first thing that's going to give you a move in the market where you can understand it as, like the index isn't going to break first if it's going to break a channel. And this is what you call this right here. This, it looks like a channel. It's where like a channel where you can go down it. That's what traders call it. Oh, so, if I say channel, that's what I mean. Now, if you are trading the market, you have to trade. You don't have to trade. You have to chart the Mega 7. So like right here. So notice how I have this right here. And I have it on the smaller time frame, like the 1 hour. And then if you go a little bit deeper, now here's the thing. When you are reading the market, the Mega 7 is going to show you if the market's about to break. So notice how AMD had a very strong down, couple days. So what that's going to do is that's going to push the triple Qs down. Now, the biggest thing is also every Mega 7 stock has a different percentage in weight in the market. So let me show you. So this is my Discord. And by the way, if you haven't joined the Discord, come in. Guys, come in the Discord and I'll teach you how to understand the market a little bit better if you are struggling. Now you can't really see it, but what you really want to do is go on the Google, Google and type in what's in the sp500, what's in the triple Qs, stuff like that. And then that will give you a, kind of an idea, about the market. So right here, so this is what's in the triple Qs. So all of these stocks affect the triple Qs. And actually all these stocks are actually in the NAS and the sp500 also. But look at this. So Microsoft is 13% of the market. Apple is 13% of the market. Amazon is about 6.3. NVDA is about 5%. Google is about 3. The other side of Google's 3. Meta is only 3.6. Tesla is only 3.8. So that's what you have to understand, that the biggest movers in the market is going to be Apple and Microsoft. That's 20% or 26% of the market. Now on the NAS, you have Microsoft as number 1. You have Apple and then Amazon and then NVDA, Tesla, Google. So this is pretty much, the triple Qs. So that's why it's really important to pretty much chart all of this, because they affect each other in a big picture. And that's the biggest mistake about new traders, is they don't do that. They just say, hey, I'm going to watch Google. And that's it. You can't watch Google, because if you have let's go to NVDA, right? Let's go on the smaller time frame. So NVDA is at resistance, right? So let's count how many stocks are at resistance right now. So you have NVDA, and then you have, let's pull it up. And then you have Google at resistance, right? Then let's go to Microsoft. So Microsoft is doing a little bit of a breakout. So let's actually update the chart. Now it's at resistance also. So you have 3 stocks at resistance, right? But let's go to Tesla. So Tesla's not doing that good because it's at support. Now let's go to Meta, right? So let's pull up Meta a little bit more. It's at resistance. So you got Meta, you got Meta, Microsoft, Google, NVDA at resistance. Now what happens if those companies reject, right, from resistance, but Tesla's at support? That can push Tesla to break support and drop even harder. So if that breaks support, and then what can happen is it'll break support and drop down to its other support. That's why it's super important to chart everything as a whole. Now, if you want to learn how to chart, this is one of my biggest, things I try to help new traders. So if you want to learn how to chart, instead of just freehanding charts. I don't agree with freehanding charts. Come to your drawing tool, come to this right here to the side, and pull up your regression trend. What regression trend will do is it will make your own channel for you. It's that simple. You don't have to you don't have to like, freehand charts anymore. That's the biggest thing about 2024. You can do that now. So if you want to learn how to chart, that's one of the ways you can chart on TradingView. But let's go back to this, right? So the biggest thing is you have to understand that everything moves together as a trader. Now let's go to crude oil, right? Because crude oil actually does affect the market. So if you don't understand how to trade crude oil, the biggest thing is I would overlap. Now look at crude oil, right? Sometimes it goes with the market and doesn't. So if you actually look at it, let me pull it down here. So notice how crude oil goes up and then the market goes down. So if you're going to trade crude oil, notice it's inverted. Now let's actually pull up, something else. Let's go to the 10-year yield, because the 10-year yield affects the market also. So if the 10-year yield goes up, the market goes down. So let's actually look at it as a chart. So notice how the 10-year yield went up and the market, the 10-year yield went up and the market went down. So it's inverted. So that's why it's super important to look at the 10-year yield. Now let's go to DXY, right? So notice how on DXY, when DXY goes up, the market goes down. It's not going to be down to the 1 minute time frame. So just understand that it is it's like an overview of the market pretty much. And then one side note that I do highly suggest as a trader. So if you are looking at a new stock, overlap with the triple Qs or the NAS. Like there's one thing I don't do as a trader. If it does not follow the market, it follows news. It's pumped by news, and I don't like that. I like it where everything moves together as one. So like let's say if I wanted to trade, something, like I don't know, let's pull up a random stock, right? So, or actually let's look at AMC, right? So AMC, right? So I don't really trade AMC, but if I'm a new trader, I'm going to look at it and say, hey, does this follow the market? So what I would do is I would pull up the NAS and see if it follows the market. So let's see if it does, right? So notice how it pumps with, let's pull it up a little bit. So it kind of affects the market. Notice how it goes up and then it had a strong push. And then when the market starts to drop, you see AMC starts to drop. Or let's go on to Snapchat, right? So here's Snapchat. Now notice how, now there's something that I think that was a bad earnings, but notice how the market went up and Snapchat went up. So it follows the market. Now the thing is, if you are trading like these smaller cap companies, they're not going to move as well with the market. That's why I usually just stay with the Mega 7. But just remember, guys, like it's always your preference on what to trade. I don't really like to trade anything besides the Mega 7 because it's a little bit more cleaner. And the Mega 7 are going to, they're going to move first before anything. But that's just some side stuff that I wanted to talk about and, go over. Now, there is some more stuff I do want to talk about. So if you don't understand inflation, so here's inflation. So this is CPI, right? So when inflation goes up, it's because the market goes up. And the only way to kill inflation is to drop the market. Now notice how it follows the market. Now the biggest thing is people are like, oh, the market's never going to go down. But the thing is, it's a late report. So this this rally that's been going on with the market, this is going to pump inflation. And that's going to give you your rotation in the market. So pretty much this is what's going to happen. You're going to have a rotation back down to support, and you're going to have a high inflation rate. And then when the market starts to drop like this, then inflation will drop again. It's like a roller coaster. So that's one of the biggest things I do tell my, my people in the Discord is you're going to get inflation back up and you will see the triple Qs drop again, and mostly due to a lot of the tech companies at resistance on the day chart. So when inflation comes back up, you're going to see a drop back down to the low 300s and the triple Qs. That's a given. Now, there's also one thing. Now, if I want to see, that on the Mega 7 charts, let's go to the Mega 7 charts. So here's Meta. So this is eventually going to come back down to support. And then let's go to Microsoft, right? This will eventually come back down to support because that's what it does. It's a rotation in the market. It's not a black swan event. Now let's go to, like, say, Google, right? Because that's a little bit more of a cleaner chart so you can kind of understand. So here's Google. Now notice this is the same chart as the triple Qs. So check this out. Look how clean it is. So when Google breaks this year channel, it's going to drop and it's probably going to come back down to support, and that's going to push the triple Qs down more. It's really simple to understand the market, especially if you're a swing trader. Now, the biggest thing I do get asked is, what do you trade in the market? Well, if you trade options, this is definitely the video for you because it moves together. You need to understand the market moves together. If you are a swing trader, this is also the video for you. Now, the biggest thing is SQQQ up here, TQQ down here. It's basic knowledge. And if you are in QQQ shares or SQQ shares when the triple Qs are at 445, you have a golden opportunity. Now, there is one more thing I do want to talk about. So this is more of a cleaner chart. This was actually put out by the banks. So this is when we had the bull rally, and here's the bear market. Now that rally I was talking about, this rally in the market, the triple Qs, right here, we're going to pay that back in with inflation. Now some banks are pushing up to 7.4%. Some are doing 6.2%. You do have some banks that just don't have touch reality. But if we do get 7.4% inflation, that will push the triple Qs maybe to 350, maybe to 300. It's really going to be down to, how, the Mega 7 companies look. So that is one thing that I did want to point out. Oh, then also the VIX. The VIX is also tied to the market if you don't understand. Now, if I actually pull it up on the triple, or say the NAS or something like that. So if you actually look at it, now when the NAS actually drops, and that's what pumps the VIX. So if you don't understand how to, how the VIX works. So like here, let's pull this up on a smaller time frame. So notice how the market went up, the VIX went down, and then we've been into sideways because the market's pretty much been sideways. But that's how you can understand the VIX if you're a new trader and don't understand it. Now everything moves together, guys. But I just wanted to make a basic video where, this is kind of like common knowledge. And then also Bitcoin. If you don't understand how to trade Bitcoin, here's some more common knowledge. So if you actually look at it, it's literally the same chart. So if I actually pull this up, notice how here's the NAS, here's Bitcoin, right? Notice how they move together. Yes, the market controls Bitcoin. So if you are going to trade crypto, you're going to have to trade stocks. And if you need help and you want somebody to tell you what's going on in the market so you can trade your crypto, come in. We have a crypto side of the Discord, and then we also have a stock side of the Discord. But thanks, guys. I hope you guys subbed to the video. More videos like this will be coming out very soon. Later.